Hey there, it's your real estate agent, and today we are doing another community spotlight in the series, and I have a local star, the principal of Roswell North Elementary, Dr. Lydia Conway. So hello, Dr. Conway.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
I'm super excited. And I start every show with a quick real estate question. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. When buying a house, are you someone who wants an HOA or does not want an HOA, homeowners association?
That is a tough one. I would say I want one, but I want one with a little bit of leniency. I'm in a really tough one at the moment. And so when they're really tough on you, so I would say yes, because I understand the purpose, but I want them to be a little flexible.
Yeah, there's definitely a value to them, but a lot of times they can be a little bit too restrictive.
Correct.
And I lived in a neighborhood at one time that, my neighbor could have had a yard sale any day of the week. He decided to put a sign in the yard. So it's one of those things. But anyway, all right.
That's my point, my stance.
All right. Well, so, there are a lot of things people love about Roswell. And one in particular are the schools. And not just Roswell North. We have other great elementary, middle, and high schools. But my kids went to Roswell North, and so I was super involved, and as you know, and really got to know you, and just some great teachers and the great team you guys have, and it's been a super special place for our family, and I'd love for you just to tell us about it. You've been there
5 years.
5 years.
So just finished my 5th year as principal there. It is. I completely agree. It is my 6th elementary school in Fulton County schools, and I have to say it is by far my favorite. It's just a very special place, and that's the truth. It is a very special place.
Well, and a lot of parent involvement, and the teachers are phenomenal. And I know you've had a lot to do with that. Like you've made done some great things since you've been there. Are there anything in particular that once you came to the school, you focus on and
Sure. I could go on and on, but I'll be succinct. I feel like really trust. I mean, and in every facet. So trust with families, trust with the community, and trust with teachers. So making sure that teachers feel like they're supported, parents feel like they're heard. Students feel like they are first and foremost in our minds, and that the community feels proud of our school. So those have been at top of mind since I became principal, and we work for that every day.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know a lot of families and parents love it and love our area. What do you think? The parent involvement has always impressed me at Roswell North compared to a lot of other schools that I've known or have friends that their kids are in schools with very little parent involvement. What do you think it is about Roswell North that gets everyone in? I
think that we're strategic, but I have many families that literally call it Roswell, the trifecta. And so when I say to them, when they're new to their area, I say, what do you mean? What is the trifecta? And so they describe it as amazing schools, as you described, the walkability of Roswell is walking to Canton Street, the walkability of sidewalks to the park and area, and then award-winning park system so that their children can be in athletics and park programs. And I had never really thought of it that way, but they literally have labeled it the trifecta.
Yeah. Well, and of course for my business, that's huge as well. Like, if you're in a community with schools that struggle or not the local amenities that we have here in Roswell, it's tricky.
Yes.
And so I think that's interesting. And then again, the number of things that you offer parents to get involved with is huge. And I was really active with the Dad's Club.
Yes. And I think there's just something for every parent. So major projects, if you wanted to take on something huge, or if you just want to come in and make copies for a teacher. So I don't have, what is your time spread? And we understand that everyone's most valuable resource is time, right? So, and no one ever has enough of it.
And it's always at different times that they do
Right.
have availability.
So yes, everyone's work schedules and everyone daily. And so what can you give us and where can we plug you in? And so every kind of committee, do you just want to volunteer and create something at home and drop it off? Is there a committee you want to run from home? Something you want to do on internet? Just sending out information for us. So what can you do, or what do you want to do? Our dads just opening carpool doors and giving our teachers a break from that. Well, there's something for everyone, and we want you to be a part of our school because it's so important for kids to see that.
Yeah. Well, I know one thing that makes Roswell North unique is this incredible science lab that y'all have. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So the Roswell North Elementary Foundation started this science lab a little over 11 years ago. And it really is unique to Roswell North in that they started a science and garden lab program. And every student rotates through the science and garden lab program, just like you do PE, art, music. And they also go to science lab, the media center. But in science lab, they get to not only bolster their science standards, but they also get to plant, grow, harvest, and eat something that they've grown, and partner with Georgia Organics. They realize that food doesn't come from Publix; food comes from the ground. It's just an amazing program.
Yeah. Well, and so we have a special guest here in the room. We've got Rob Hamilton, who has 2 kids currently at Roswell North. And so, Rob, how do your kids like the science lab?
Oh my God, they love it.
Yeah. Have you gotten some veggies and stuff sent home that you guys have gotten to try?
No, because I think my rising 5th grader has a more diverse palate than I do. I think I eat like he did when he was in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
So he doesn't bring that on me, but they absolutely love the science lab.
Yeah.
They love everything about the school, and I won't say this just because she's sitting in the room, but Dr. Conway is one of the things that they love the most.
Oh, nice. Well, so in addition to the science lab and the foundation you mentioned, you've got a great
PTA, super strong PTA. Again, do some amazing, phenomenal events for our school, and just keep us running. Fundraising. We just put on a new deck at the back of our school that had been rotting. And so, again, just parents that plug in, and we always talk about how that's what makes kids want to come back and cherish their school, right? It's these events. And so the PTA, our foundation, our SGC, all of those things, the way we use our parents to our ability, the best of our ability, is really special about
right. And I keep coming back. I'm the community at large member for the SGC.
You do. I keep sucking you back in. Anyone who wants to help us, we'll take you. Yes.
Well, so let me ask this, because I get asked this a lot. Are there any plans to build a new facility? Everybody sees the beautiful facility with Vickery Mill and some different other schools, and
Apple.
I mean, I think our school, we have a lot of parents in the community that actually went there when it was called North Roswell Elementary, right?
Yes, it's super common that many of our parents did go to our school, and they often comment that. So no, unfortunately, we're not in the next 10-year scope because we've had so many new additions and upgrades to our school. You may not look at it always from the front, but if you were deep into our school, we have had a lot of additions and upgrades.
Sure.
And so it's not in the next 10 years.
How many students do y'all have right now?
We're close to 900. We're right about 856, projected for the same for next year. So right now, just under 900.
So very good. Well, so you mentioned some neat events throughout the year. I know you guys do a family night, a movie night, and I don't know if is that the foundation or the
yes
the PTA?
Now partnership, but foundation has taken that over. We do family fun night. That's awesome in the fall. We do our fun run in the fall by PTA. There's just so many international night still occurs in the spring. There's just something I almost feel like at times almost every week it feels like there's an event between our arts program and music. Just a little side note, my kids want to stay for every single event. And many times, unfortunately, I want to go home. And it was just this Friday night that I was so wanted to go home and put my feet up. And my own children who go, I have a rising second grader and a rising fifth grader. And they said, Mom, please can we stay? Please can we stay? And it just struck me that, you have to cherish those moments that they just want to stay and be at their sweet little elementary school. And so, yes, we're going to stay. And so we stayed and had that event because ultimately those memories are what makes them want to grow up and repeat the same things for their children. So it's a really special place.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to share about the school or about your team?
I can't say enough about our team, and I feel like I haven't done the best job about saying just a phenomenal staff. I'm talked a lot about myself and the community, but just an amazing group of teachers, many who live in the community and cherish it just as much as I do. They show up to so many events, and that's what makes it special for kids is that they get to see their teachers. I just have a phenomenal, dedicated staff who show up every day and give everything they have to
always
students.
with a smile on their face, by the way.
Yeah, they
Anytime
do.
you're there, it's really it's fun to see. And then do you guys have any? Are there any volunteer opportunities if there's maybe a scout troop or a community group that would want to dedicate some time or some labor? Are there projects that y'all have that?
Absolutely. We could always use the help. Scouts help a ton. We always have a project is always in the back of our minds. If you would reach out to Roswell North, we would so absolutely put you in touch with the right people.
And what's that email or how would someone reach out to y'all?
So the best way to reach us, well, I'm going to just give you my email and let's do it that way. So let's do conwayl@fultonschools.org, and then I will get you in the right, put you in touch with the right person.
Great. All right. Well, thank you again for coming in and spending some time. And I love being able to spotlight just the great assets of our community. And Roswell North is definitely one of those assets. So if you haven't been there, go take a tour. If you're thinking about moving to Roswell, come and check out not just Roswell North, but Sweet Apple and Mountain Park and all the other great schools as well. But depending on where you'll live, there's a good chance if you're near Canton Street, you'd be zoned for Roswell North. So thank you, Dr. Conway.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Sure. All right. As a parting gift, you get a little Bill Estate swag to help your cool factor over there at the elementary school. So you've got your, I won't call it a roadie cup, but it's a roadie cup.
Yes, I'm going to have to fight everyone off. I love it.
Tailgate koozie, and of course your Bill Estate shirt.
Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you again.
I love it.
I don't know how much she needs to increase her cool factor around there already.
That's true. That's a good point.
Because I want to tell you one funny thing real quick. Family fun night. We showed up with our family, and I told my son, I don't want you running off onto the other fields after dark. Stay here and watch the movie with your friends. And he said, okay, but you're not the boss. And I said, what? Yes, of course I am. And he goes, no, we're on school grounds. Dr. Conway's the boss. I'll ask her. And I went, what is going on right now?
Nice.
She has the
had it figured
ultimate
out.
Cool factor.
That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
Oh, cute. I'll remember that.
All right. Well, thanks again, and thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.